Have you ever looked into a mirror, truly looked, and felt for a fleeting moment that you were gazing into the eyes of a stranger? Not a frightening stranger, but a version of you that holds an ancient stillness, a quiet power you are only now beginning to recognize. We are taught from a young age that our eyes are cameras, passively recording the world around us. But what if that is only the beginning of the story? What if your eyes are not merely windows to the world, but projectors of the reality you are creating from within? The greatest shift in life is not about discovering new landscapes, but about acquiring new eyes with which to see. This is not a flight of fancy. It is a profound, observable phenomenon that unfolds as you undergo a pure spiritual awakening. Your eyes, the very light, depth, and quality of your gaze, begin to broadcast the frequency of your rising consciousness. They become the external reflection of your internal transformation. In our time together today, we will journey through the 8 most significant and subtle ways your eyes change, becoming a living testament to the awakening soul that resides within you. This is the roadmap to understanding the sacred light in your own gaze. To begin this journey with intention, let us create a ripple of focused energy together. In the comments below, simply write this mantra Accelerator. By typing these words, you are making a quiet declaration to yourself and to the universe. You are announcing your readiness to perceive the truth. Accelerator. Before we illuminate the first of these profound transformations, I want to gently extend an invitation. This space we share is more than a stream of information. It is becoming a sanctuary for souls on a similar pilgrimage. If the path we are about to walk resonates with the calling in your heart, I invite you to subscribe and join our community. Your presence here helps to amplify this message of conscious awakening. Feel free to share this exploration with anyone in your life who may be noticing these very changes in themselves, and let them know they are not alone. Now, let us begin. Number 1, a deepening of oceanic clarity. The very first and most noticeable shift is a profound increase in clarity. It's not just about sharper vision, but a fundamental change in the quality of your perception. It's as if a lifetime of accumulated dust and fog is finally being wiped away from the lens of your soul. Think about a moment you've stood by a lake on a perfectly calm, windless day. The water is so still and clear that it becomes a perfect mirror, reflecting the sky, the clouds, the trees in flawless detail. For most of our lives, our inner state is like that same lake on a windy, chaotic day. The waters are choppy with anxieties, stirred up by old pains, and clouded by limiting beliefs. Our eyes, reflecting this inner turmoil, perceive a world that is similarly confused and fragmented. But as you awaken, your inner world begins to still. The sediment settles. The wind of the restless mind ceases to blow. And so, your eyes begin to reflect this newfound inner peace. People may comment that your eyes look clearer or brighter. What they are sensing is the stillness behind them. This is the shift from looking at things to seeing into them. You begin to notice the subtle textures on a leaf, the intricate play of light on a water droplet, the unspoken emotions flickering across a person's face. The world doesn't change, but your capacity to truly perceive its infinite detail expands exponentially. Ancient wisdom teaches us that the mind and the senses are inextricably linked. When the mind is purified, the senses are purified. Your eyes are no longer filtering reality through the thick smudges of past conditioning. They are becoming clean windows, allowing the pure light of reality, both seen and unseen, to pour in unhindered. You are no longer just looking at a world of separate objects. You are beginning to see the interconnected web of life in all its breathtaking clarity. Number 2, the emergence of an inner luminosity. The second transformation is one of light. Your eyes don't just become clear, they begin to emanate a gentle, unmistakable light of their own. This isn't a harsh, glaring light, but a soft, steady glow like a candle lit in a quiet, sacred room. Recall a time you held a simple, unadorned stone in your hand. Under normal light, it might seem dull, ordinary. But then, you turn it just right, and it catches the sun, revealing hidden veins of crystal that sparkle with an inner fire. That fire was always there, but it required the right light to be seen. Your soul is that inner fire, and a spiritual awakening is the process of bringing that fire from the deepest core of your being right up to the surface. Your eyes become the very apertures through which this inner light now shines. This is why you may find that strangers are more drawn to you, that they hold your gaze longer than before. They may not consciously understand what they are seeing, but on a subconscious, energetic level, they are drawn to the light. It is a light of peace, of presence, of authenticity. It is the light of a being who is no longer running, no longer hiding, but is finally at home within themselves. It's a non-verbal communication that says, "You are safe here. I see you." The laws of nature reveal this principle beautifully. A star doesn't try to shine. It simply is a burning core of energy, and its light is the natural result. As you connect with the core energy of your own being, the universal consciousness that animates all life, you, too, begin to shine. This light in your eyes is the undeniable evidence that you are becoming a source of your own energy, rather than just a reflector of the world's chaos. It is the signature of your soul, made visible. Number 3, a gaze softened by compassion. As your awakening deepens, the very quality of your gaze changes from one of hardness and judgment to one of profound softness and compassion. Your eyes become a heaven, a place of rest for others, rather than a tool of assessment. Bring to mind the way we often look at the world, with a critical, appraising eye. We scan a room and immediately categorize people. We look at a situation and instantly label it good or bad. This gaze is hard, sharp, and analytical. It is the gaze of the ego, which thrives on separation and judgment. It is a gaze that says, "I am here, and you are there. Let me figure you out." Now, contrast that with the way you might look at a sleeping newborn or a small, trusting animal. Your gaze naturally softens. Your focus relaxes. You are not analyzing, you are simply beholding. There is an energy of pure acceptance, of unconditional love, that flows through your eyes. This is the gaze that begins to become your default state. As you awaken, you realize that every single person you meet is fighting a hard battle, carrying invisible burdens. You start to see the innocent child within the guarded adult. You see the fear behind the anger. The ego's need to judge dissolves in the warmth of this understanding. From a space of deep awareness, we find that judgment is a heavy stone that we carry. Awakening is the process of gently setting that stone down. As you do, your eyes lose their defensive and offensive edge. They stop being weapons or shields and become bridges. People feel this. They feel they can be themselves around you without fear of condemnation. Your soft gaze becomes a form of service, a silent offering of peace to every person you encounter. It is the look that says, "I see your struggle, I see your light, and all of it is welcome here." Number 4, the stillness of deep presence. The fourth transformation concerns movement, or rather, the lack of it. Your eyes, once perpetually darting and scanning, find a new home in stillness. This isn't a vacant stare, but a deep, grounded presence that is both powerful and peaceful. Imagine yourself in a crowded, noisy marketplace. Your eyes are constantly in motion, darting from face to face, from shiny object to sudden movement. It's a survival mechanism. The eyes are scanning for threats, opportunities, and distractions. This is the state of the anxious mind, and for many, it's the normal way of being in the world. The eyes are restless because the mind is restless. They are constantly seeking the next thing, unable to rest in the now. Now, picture a master artisan at work, a potter, a calligrapher, a watchmaker. Their gaze is not darting. It is steady, calm, and utterly focused. Their eyes are not frantically searching. They are lovingly attending to the present moment. This is the quality of gaze that begins to inhabit you. As you disconnect from the frantic chatter of the mind and anchor yourself in the present moment, your eyes naturally follow. They cease their nervous hunt for what's next because you are finding a deep fulfillment in what is now. This stillness can be commanding. When you speak to someone, you are truly with them. Your unwavering yet gentle gaze communicates a level of attention and respect that is increasingly rare in our distracted world. It conveys authority not through aggression, but through absolute presence. The laws of nature themselves reveal this. A great mountain does not need to move to command a valley. Its power lies in its silent, unshakable stillness. Your gaze becomes a reflection of this inner mountain, a calm, centered presence that quietly brings peace to any space you inhabit. Number 5. The perception of energetic reality. This next sign moves from the subtle to the profound. You begin to see beyond the purely physical. Your eyes start to perceive the energetic layer of reality, the subtle life force, the auras, the very vibrations that animate the material world. Think about a hot summer day, looking out over a long stretch of highway. You can see the heat rising from the pavement in shimmering, transparent waves. You are not seeing the air itself, but you are seeing the easy effect of energy moving through the air. This is a perfect metaphor for what begins to happen. You start to perceive the subtle energy fields that surround people, plants, and even objects. At first, it may be a faint shimmering outline, a soft halo of light. You might notice that some people radiate a bright, clean energy, while others seem to be surrounded by a dense, murky cloud. You might see the vibrant, pulsating life force in a healthy tree and feel the diminished energy of a wilting plant. This is not a hallucination. It is the awakening of a dormant sensory capacity. Your eyes are becoming attuned to a finer frequency of reality. Ancient spiritual traditions from every culture have spoken of this second sight, or third eye, vision. It is the understanding that the physical world we perceive is only the densest layer of a multi-dimensional existence. As your own energetic frequency rises through meditation, clean living, and inner work, you naturally gain the ability to perceive frequencies that were previously invisible to you. It's like a radio that, once tuned properly, can suddenly pick up a channel that was always there, but was just static before. Your eyes, guided by your expanding consciousness, are learning to tune into the symphony of universal energy. Number 6, a piercing gaze that sees through illusions. With this newfound clarity comes a powerful, and sometimes uncomfortable, transformation. Your gaze becomes piercing. You begin to see straight through the facades, the social masks, and the collective illusions that most people accept as reality. Imagine you've worn sunglasses with a colored tint your entire life. You believed the world was tinted that specific shade of amber. Then one day, you take them off. The initial shock of seeing true colors, the brilliant blues, the vibrant greens, is overwhelming. This is what happens to your perception. You see the inauthenticity, the performative nature of much of social interaction. You notice the gap between what someone says and what their energy is truly communicating. This is not a cynical judgment. It comes from a place of clear seeing. You watch a commercial and you don't just see a product. You see the deep human yearning for happiness that the ad is designed to manipulate. You hear a political speech and you don't just hear the words. You perceive the undercurrents of fear or a lust for power, the superficial dramas of gossip and status, seeking suddenly appear hollow, like a play being performed by actors who have forgotten they are on a stage. This can be an isolating phase of the journey. The things that captivate the attention of those around you may no longer hold any power over you. But from a space of deeper awareness, you understand this is a necessary liberation. You are unlearning a lifetime of conditioning. Nature provides the perfect model for this. An eagle soaring high above does not get caught in the dramas of the forest floor. From its vantage point, it sees the larger patterns, the true lay of the land. Your vision is becoming like that of the eagle, clear, expansive, and anchored in a higher truth that transcends the trivial illusions below. Number 7, the experience of saturated, vibrant color. The 7th transformation is a delightful and often surprising gift of the awakening process. The world begins to look more alive, as if someone has turned up the color saturation. Greens appear greener, blues seem deeper, and the entire visual field takes on a newfound vibrancy. Recall a memory from early childhood, Do you remember how impossibly bright and vivid everything seemed? The radiant yellow of a dandelion, the deep crimson of a ladybug, the almost magical blue of the sky. As we grow older, a veil of familiarity and mental noise dulls our senses. We stop seeing the world and start labeling it. We see a tree and our mind says tree, and we move on, missing the thousand shades of green and brown within it. Spiritual awakening is, in many ways, a return to the innocent perception of a child, but infused with the wisdom of an adult. As the constant chatter of the analytical mind quiets, you are freed to experience the world directly through your senses again. The energy that was once consumed by anxious thoughts is now available to your sensory apparatus. This is more than just a psychological effect. It's a reflection of your energetic state. The laws of nature show us that life is vibrancy. A healthy, living fruit is full of color. As it decays, its colors fade and turn dull. As you fill with more life force, more prana or chi, your capacity to perceive the life force in the world around you intensifies. The vibrancy you see outside of you is a direct mirror of the renewed life force pulsating within you. The world has not changed. You have simply become more alive, and therefore, you can finally see the profound aliveness that was there all along. Number 8. The unwavering gaze of authenticity. Finally, the culmination of all these shifts is the development of an unwavering gaze of pure authenticity. This is the ability to look at yourself and others with complete honesty, without flinching from the truth, and to hold eye contact from a place of deep, soul-level connection. Think of how difficult it is for many people to hold eye contact for more than a few seconds. The eyes dart away. It feels too intense, too revealing. This is because the eyes truly are the windows to the soul, and we are often afraid of what might be seen there. Our insecurities, our fears, our vulnerability. We are equally afraid of what we might see in another. The awakened gaze is different. It is steady, open, and fearless, because the awakened individual has journeyed inward and made peace with all that they have found there. The light and the shadow. There is nothing left to hide. This gaze does not seek to dominate or intimidate. It seeks to connect. When you hold this kind of eye contact with another person, it is a profound act of communion. It is a silent conversation that says, I see you, the real you, and I am not afraid. I am here with you. This is the ultimate expression of inner sovereignty. Ancient wisdom teaches us that to know oneself is the beginning of all wisdom. The unwavering gaze is a sign of someone who has looked into the mirror of their own soul and has not looked away. They can now offer that same gift of fearless presence to the world. It is a gaze that calms fears, builds instant trust, and reminds others of the powerful, authentic soul that resides within them as well. So as you see, the changes that occur in your eyes are not a random assortment of symptoms. They are the beautiful, logical unfolding of a soul returning to its natural state, from the clarity of a still mind to the light of an open heart, from the softness of compassion to the stillness of presence. These are not signs that you are becoming special, but signs that you are becoming real. Do not search for these changes in the mirror as if they were trophies to be collected. Instead, simply continue your inner work. Continue to quiet your mind, to heal your heart, and to act with integrity. Let these transformations in your gaze be the natural flowering of the seeds you are planting within. The universe is not something out there for you to look at. The universe is within you, looking out through your eyes. The more you heal and awaken, the more clearly and beautifully it can see. If this path of awakening the soul's true vision is one you feel committed to walking, then let your subscription to this channel be a quiet promise to yourself. A promise to continue the journey of seeing and becoming your most luminous and authentic truth. Let us continue to walk this path of clear seeing together.